Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera to Dr. Khairul Nizam bin Taha. Today I would like to present on JRS 696 for Project 1 and Project 2. My name is Aina Shuram Tiasan and my student ID is 2017643162. The first project, which is Project 1, is for aerial mapping, and Project 2 is a 3D model. So for Project 1, introduction, we are assigned to use two different apps and two different software to do aerial mapping tasks for this project. So we have chosen two apps, which is Drone Deploy and 3D Survey Pilot to create the flight planning. Meanwhile, for the Pix4D and ArcGIS Metashape, we also choose to do aerial mapping processing that include aligning, build the dense cloud, build mesh, build texture, and builds the DEM and builds the outer mosaic. So the result for this project are to produce the orthophoto, DSM, DTM, and the flight planning. And lastly, we will compare 20 coordinate between these two software, and finally we will create an analysis graph. So this is for flight planning. So the first one is the result from the drone deploy. So the procedure is first you need to click the icon project on the drone deploy apps, and then you need to search the location, which is the UiTM Shah Alam, then zoom or pan to find out the location, and then create new project and select continue. So on the left side, go to map model and rename the map model with change to UiTM or any name that you want. Next, you need to select advanced, and you need to set the apps before you fly the drone. After then, click test simulator and select the pre-flight checklist to check your before you fly the drone, and then click start. And the right side, on the right side, that have the drone icon, and wait the drone to finish fly based on the flight line that we have created early. And then you can go to upload and select new upload, then choose create map or model and change the map name and select the photo. After all the image is success to upload, the map will receive by your email. So meanwhile, for 3D survey pilot, which is the second photo, there are same step with drone deploy, which is you need to find the location first and set your flight planning, such as path angle, front and side lap, speed, camera angle, and the flying height. So next is the methodology of the aerial mapping. So the aerial mapping methodology is start with you need to choose two SMF software, and then load the photo and align the image. So for ArcGIS Metashape, we have used 39 photos from the drone, and then after you load and align the image, you need to do build dense cloud. So for Pix4D, we have used low resolution, and for ArcGIS Metashape, we have used high resolution. And then you will continue the next step, which is build mesh, and the next step is to build texture, as we see on after build texture, we can create the DEM, and then lastly the AutoMosaic will build. So for Agisoft Metashape, firstly you need to load the photo that has been given for project 1. The location for the project is at UiTM Shah Alam, that include 39 photos. Once you set the photo of UiTM is loaded, the following process will proceed to align the photo. So at this stage, Metashape create a space point cloud model for determine the camera location and orientation for each shot. So in general window for aligning the photos, we have used the high accuracy to find each photo position and orientation. So the next step is to build and see a dense point cloud model. The application generates depth information for each camera based on the predict camera location, merged into a single dense points cloud. So we have set the height quality with aggressive depth filtering. This is because the higher quality, so the best photo quality that we will get. Besides, the higher quality also needs more time taken to do the processing. So for this project, which is using the Agisoft Metashape, we have took 9 hours to do the process. So this step will be used as a basis for such processing stage as build mesh, build DEM, build type model. So based on the point cloud information, dense cloud, sparse cloud, point cloud upload from external source, Metashape will reconstruct polygonal model, which is the mesh. So the next step is to build the texture. We have used Adaptive Orthophoto as the mapping mode and the Mosaic by default as the blending model. So this step is very important to build the texture as the final result. And then after finish the texture, creating the digital elevation model, which is DEM, is the next step for error mapping after build texture. A DEM is a regular grid of height value and represent a space model. So a dense cloud, sparse points cloud, or a mesh can all reterize into a DEM. Dense cloud point data is used to obtain the most accurate finding. Besides, we also set WGS84 as a coordinate system for the DEM. So the next step is to build the digital terrain model, which is the DTM. So we need to classify the ground point and do the build mesh step by selecting only ground as point classes. And the next step for DTM is to build the texture for the DTM to make the to smooth the surface. So we use generic as the mapping mode and mosaic by default as the blending model. After complete the build texture, we will create the DEM by selecting only ground point classes. After the DEM process is done, the next step is to build the AutoMosaic. AutoMosaic export is most commonly used to create high-resolution image from source photograph and a rebuilt model. To build and generate the AutoMosaic, we set the dialog box first before continue the step. So this is the result and analysis for Pix4D. So the first picture is the AutoMosaic result, And the second is the digital surface model, which is DSM result. So this is for Agisoft Metashape. The first is AutoMosaic, second is DSM, which is digital surface model, and the last one is digital terrain model, DTM. So in conclusion, this project has given us a lot new things to learn about the aerial mapping that have been produced from the UAV drone image. It was including the processing, the accuracy from both of application and software to generate the final result. Lastly, through this task, we can see the UAV have the power to have the people to do the analysis easily.